Hello guys, this is the part of our lesson about using the OOP in Java programming. Let us identify first and review what we have written in our previous program. Here we have here the public. Purpose of this is this main class will of course it has the capacity and the tenacity to access objects in other program, and this is your class fruit. In actual programming, of course you can separate this program by means of saving this file as fruit.java and this one as what main.java. In the purpose of of the simulations, in the purpose of providing examples rather, we are using of course the online programming tool just to create a program applying the OOP. So we have here the object. This is the instantiated object of the fruit class, and this is now of course the constructor. As you can see, the constructor name is the same name with the class name. Again, the placement of the codes is totally different because we are infusing, of course, the class fruit after the main class. But again, you can put the class fruit at the top of the main class. So this is about proper syntax and grammar. And at the same time, we don't have any parameters in our fruit. As you can see, our constructor, we don't have any parameter here, but instead, of course, we just write the three outputs for our program, the apple, grapes, and banana. Now let us go to the next part. Okay, what will be the next part? Okay, the next part is about objects. So let us define what is objects now. Classes and objects. Well, of course, classes and objects now, they have their own attributes. Classes is the blueprint of the program. Objects is the template of the class. Okay, along with its attributes and methods, no? So classes and objects, they have their own behavior. For example, in real life, a car is an object. The car has an attribute such as weight, color, model, and it has methods. Okay, let us write our own uh, classes and objects again. This is part of the review. Okay, in this case, we have here the attributes. The attributes is the object. And this object has a characteristic to print apples, grapes, and banana because we're talking about the fruit class. For example, we need to create the attributes by means of numbers, okay? In regular programming, okay, we need to write a program that will display the value of x. We need to write a program using the procedural programming in Java. Okay, class, main, and then we have here public, static, void main, then we have the string args, okay? And at the same time, let us declare the variable x equals to 0. And then system dot out dot print line, okay, this is the value of x. So this is part of your procedural programming. At the same time, we have here the variable, and we are infusing for the reserved word of that telling that this is a number. Okay, let us run the code. So the value of that is 0. Now let us convert this into an object. How to do that? So writing an object is very simple. After the main class, of course, we can provide here, as part of the declaration, we have here int, let's say x equals to 0. Let us remove this thing. Okay. Now, after that, what will happen? X is part of the main class, and this is a singular class. And the attribute of the main class is to produce the value of x, which means it will be display or store the value of x, of 0 to x. Now, if you want to access this x as object, okay, how to do that? Because this is part of the instance of the data. Okay, correct me if I'm wrong. If you want to instantiate that object, okay, how to create the instantiation? You are there to use the main class to create the object and to provide the constructor for the class. Okay, what will happen? Main, and then write the object here. You can use any name right here. This is now the conceived object because object 1 is part now of the main, mother main, and the child object equals to new what? Main. Okay, as you can see, we don't have the parameter right here. Okay, no parameter. It's very simple. We are using the default parameter of the main class, mean to say we don't have any return value. Okay, let us provide a semicolon. Okay, after that, what will happen? It's about time that we need to access this object at the top. We need to say we have the object at the same time. This object now, of course, inherits, of course, the power of main1 because main1 has its following member, x0, singular. So object 1 now, it has, a tenacity really to inherit this value. This is now the attribute of main1. The attribute is just like a variable wherein it displays different types of data types, string, spectrum from string to Boolean. Okay, now what will happen? Let us access that. let's say system dot out dot print line. At the same time, let us print the value. But if you print the value, okay, you put it this way, okay, it will still print. But again, well, of course, we need really to use, of course, this object to what? To access this instance of the class that is the main. What will happen? Let us print that. Okay, print line and then call, of course, the object. Why object? Well, we instantiate the objects to be part of the main class. Okay, so the purpose of the period, okay, this is to access the object at the top of the class of the class. So we have different types of methods. We have built-in and we have predefined methods and of course objects. So object one dot, let's say object one dot x. So the value of x is 0. So if we want to print this out, okay, look what will happen. Or let us wait, that is 0. Okay, what if we just print it out, no? Using of course the system dot out dot print line. Is that admissible? Yes. Okay. We put it of course value of x. Okay, we put it here. Plus what x. What will happen? So I just want to put this statement to create, a distinction between our object and of course for the static value of x, a static statement right here, rather. So the value of x is, okay, plus x. Okay, did you see that? So there's a problem right here. Value of x plus x. Therefore, what happened? So non-static variable. This is non-static variable. So therefore, this is not acceptable as part of the statement. Therefore, if you are applying this thing, well, of course, you need to use, of course, the object to call, of course, the main class. Okay. But if we call another data right here, int y equals to 0, let us use this thing. Because it's now part of the static statement. This is non-static. So we need to use, of course, the object to call out, of course, the non-static at the top of the code. This one is a static variable because this is inside the static area. Okay. If I put y right here, what will happen? Okay, you can see that we have the value of 0. All right. So that's how you create, of course, your classes with objects. Remember, this is not an object. This is a static variable that will print the value of 0. This is part of the instance of the object of the class because, well, of course, this is outside, of course, the static value. Okay, this is part of the statement of the code. Remember, we have the following statement right here. So we need to understand that is the blueprint of the block from the main part. At the same time, we instantiated the class main. Name of the instantiated class is object 1. And this is the constructor. Always remember that the name of the constructor is the same name with the main class. Okay, here what happened? So this is now part of the object 1 wherein this is the child or son of the main class. Okay, so we call of course the object at the top. Why? Because the object now inherits of course the value of x from main. Okay, so we need to use period so that we can access the object at the top. So there you have it. So the answer is 0. And of course, value of x 0 is 0. Okay, space. And then we put here, the value of x is 0. So we have only one class. Our target here is to explain how to use and how to create attributes. We don't have the methods yet, but we are trying to display, of course, the behavior of this program. The purpose of this mock program is to display the value of 0. Just imagine you're creating your own data types by means of your main class. As we, continue with our discussion later, but of course, this main class is now part of your data types wherein you're creating your wrapper class. Okay.